The statements by President Trump saying that the U.S. would take over Gaza and that it would require that the Palestinian population be moved out signal an intent to potentially ethnically cleanse Gaza and further forcibly displace the local population, the Palestinian population of Gaza. We don't know if these will turn into actual policy, but the statement of intent is very concerning. And if it were to transform into state policy, it would potentially amount to ethnic cleansing. And if done with intent, it would be forced displacement. And if that forced displacement was done as part of a systematic and widespread attack against the civilian population as a matter of state policy, it would actually be a crime against humanity. So if the US or Israel were to do this, it would be a dramatic escalation in the forced displacement that Palestinians have already experienced.
So there are people that don't want to leave. People, I just think it's...
Well, look, all countries are required to consider for asylum individuals who come to their country and say that they have a well-founded fear of persecution or other serious abuses in their home country. So countries have that obligation. However, countries like Egypt and Jordan and others do not have an obligation to participate in the forced displacement of the entire population of the Gaza Strip. Palestinians in the Gaza Strip have a right to remain in their territory. They have a right to stay in their homes. And they should not be the victims of further forced displacement.
Impossible to imagine. So if it were done, it would have to be done violently.
Well, the statements by President Trump have been rightly, roundly condemned by countries all over the world, including Egypt and Jordan and countries in Europe and across the globe. And this is a positive step, the fact that countries have gotten out ahead of this and said this is totally unacceptable and this will not happen and we will not allow this. That being said, there's other steps countries should take in order to end the abuses that have taken place in Gaza and that continue to take place in Gaza. Number one, countries should suspend all arms sales to Israel, given the serious possibility that those weapons could be used in the commission of abuses and war crimes. Countries should also consider targeted sanctions against officials directly implicated in abuses, and they should continue to be vocal and to speak out and condemn international crimes and atrocities and not normalize them as though, you know, a statement of intent to commit ethnic cleansing and forced displacement is something normal. It's not normal, and countries should say so. The Palestinians are in a difficult position. Palestinians in Gaza have been they've suffered repeated waves of forced displacement. Nearly the entire population of the Gaza Strip has been displaced, many multiple times since October 2023. There's not a lot Palestinians can do, but they should continue to speak out. They should continue where they can in international fora to highlight the situation, to expose the serious atrocities and crimes that have taken place. And they should continue to support international investigations and institutions into those atrocities. So the moving out of the entire Palestinian population, any movement of a people in an occupied territory out of that territory is forced displacement. If that forced displacement is done with criminal intent. So if the policy of the perpetrator is to move out an entire group of people with criminal intent, then it is a war crime. If that forced displacement takes place and is part of a systematic and widespread attack against the local civilian population, and it's also a matter of state policy, it rises to the level of a crime against humanity. So it is certainly forced displacement. It is also in the view of many ethnic cleansing.